Wes Anderson's latest movie, Asteroid City, arrived in cinemas this weekend during a period where the esteemed and divisive creator is coping with the new experience of becoming a TikTok meme. His world-famous tropes that saw him rise to prominence in 2001's Royal Tenenbaums, but became unmistakably linked with the author from 2014's Grand Budapest Hotel onwards, have become widely parodied by content creators to the point that Anderson has had to push back, saying that he deliberately avoids any and all parodies of his work for fear it would actually impact future decisions. And yet here he is in a movie that could perhaps be considered the most dedicated homage yet to the style of a man you feel is beginning to believe his own hype. There's a bit of Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino where he just gave in to all his own worst impulses. At the start of the movie, Asteroid City takes time to list off each individual credit that Anderson is undertaking. So for those uncertain walking in, you're very reminded that the real star is behind the camera here. And look, he's playing all the hits here. The almost militaristic attention to detail and setting symmetrical shots, with each scene composed like a Lego set, obsessively slaved over for years, with each piece exactly where it's supposed to be. Even the quote-unquote imperfections, such as a half-assembled rampway. As always, the movie is extremely colourful in contrast. This time, it takes place in two settings, with one setting being played against that bright pastel backdrop, and the other an old-timey black and white homage to old cinema. The story evolves, some critics may say, up its own arse, the same kind of narrative tools that he experimented with in The French Dispatch, where The French Dispatch used stories in a magazine that kind of gave you an insight into the authors behind them. This instead focuses on a fictional play that gives the film its title and the production behind it from concept to execution. We open on Bryan Cranston ticking the first box in Wes Anderson bingo, playing the narrator and explaining that what we're about to witness is a fictional movie that presents an accurate portrayal of a theatrical production. This is a trend that's becoming more omnipresent, with Florence Pugh's The Wonder being the most high-profile recent example, and to be honest, it's a level of meta self-reference that instantly puts me off. It's the navel-gazing movie equivalent of telling someone in great detail about a dream you had last night. Cranston presents the theatre element, which is largely concerned with Jason Schwartzman's lead actor's neurosis over if he's playing the part correctly. Meanwhile, we also see the production itself take place over the course of, get your bingos out, 3 signposted acts. Schwartzman is a photographer who has recently lost his wife, left stranded in Asteroid City after car trouble en route to visiting his father, Tom Hanks, who's going to support him and his 4 children through the loss. There he encounters depressed actress Scarlett Johansson, who describes them both as 2 catastrophically wounded people who don't experience the depths of their pain because they don't want to. And they connect as best as they can, as do their brainiac science genius children. They end up stranded in the desert after a government-mandated quarantine is enacted following events that I won't spoil that happen on Asteroid Day, when stargazers gather to view an astrological anomaly. Alongside frequent Anderson collaborators such as Schwartzman, Adrian Brody, Jeff Goldblum, Tilda Swinton, Ed Norton, and Fisher Stevens, in addition to the names mentioned previously, the star-studded cast is rounded out to include the likes of Jeffrey Wright, Maya Hawke, and Hope Davis, and all are brought in to do their best Wes Anderson tributes. The random offbeat humour that you're probably used to from these projects is there, and as usual, it lands for me. In particular, I love stuff like the characters doing their own sound effects for no apparent reason. Like at one stage, you had Adrian Brody shadow boxing thin air when a little boxing bag is right there, and instead of actually using the bag, he just starts going or Fisher Stevens making vague space noises at one stage. Other tropes were a bit more eye-rolling, and for someone who says that they avoid all discussion of their work, they seem box-ticking to appease the TikTok generation. Like you had long, lingering silence that served no benefit, and speaking to each other offbeat and sometimes interrupting each other like it's a take gone wrong in the movie. The movie's meaning is sparking a lot of debate, even among the actors involved, but I felt it wasn't as ambiguous as made out to be, or maybe I just took something very personal from it myself. It's concerned with people's obsession with what the right thing is to do during the messy, unexplainable periods of our life. Schwartzman wants to play the character correctly, and someone tells him to just do the story instead. Johansson's character monologues about her almost guilt at the inability to feel guilt about not prioritizing her children in favor of her acting career, and even the government is mired in uncertainty about how to handle it when the chaos disrupts normal order. Anderson comes out strongly on how he feels, and the line, "You can't wake up if you don't fall asleep," is one that'll stay with me for a while, encouraging us to live in and embrace the haze of it all, to let the randomness of life wash over us and just focus on being in the story, or not, and just sleeping if that's what the story demands. It's a powerful message that I feel is only causing confusion because the movie at times seems more concerned with giving us every panel of the aforementioned Wes Anderson bingo card instead. If you love or hate Anderson, you're likely to feel accordingly here. If you feel he has potential that can sometimes get wrapped up in his own self-indulgence, you'll feel very seen and simultaneously frustrated by watching this. It's the quintessential Wes Anderson movie for all the pros and cons that come with that. That's Asteroid City, and it's in cinemas now.